The Blue Ember isn't a microphone I expected to like as much as I did. It looks a lot better than I thought it did in videos, sounds better than I thought it did in videos, and is much more customizable than I thought it would be, sound-wise of course. So I was wrong from the start with the Blue Ember, and that all changed as soon as I got mine in for this review. It's not perfect though, and there are still some things that I genuinely hate about it still. So let's go ahead and dive right in. For more great content just like this, and just make sure to subscribe and then turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any uploads. Also leave a like and a comment down below with all of your thoughts on this video. And while you're at it, I always leave affiliate links down below in the description as well. But make sure that you check out Lusterbill so you can find the best deals on all of that tech that you're shopping for. It's a simple browser extension that helps you make the best purchasing decision. And lastly, don't forget to check out my merch store if you're into some monochrome clothing like everything I'm wearing right here. So with that said, links to everything down below. And just to let you guys know, every time I do a review on any given microphone, I always stream with that microphone on that exact same night that that review drops. So tonight I will be streaming with the Blue Ember so that you guys can see what it sounds like with other types of gameplay audio with my AC turned on and that kind of thing, like just so that you guys can see what it's like to use it under those circumstances. So don't waste any more time, and if you do actually have a chance, make sure to stop by. Links to my Twitch are going to be down below so that you do not miss that live stream. But with that said, let's get straight into the review. And as per usual, we're going to start off with an unboxing here. And the unboxing is one of the best ones I've come across from any mic that I have ever unboxed on this channel so far, and I really mean that. Here we've got the cover for the box, which we will slide off and to reveal the actual packaging. Open it up to find some documentation and a layer of foam protecting the actual microphone and its included mount. It's a simple unboxing for sure, but it's such a nice one overall. The exterior design is where I first thought I would hate this microphone. So for one, online, I thought it looked super long and big for no reason, and it looked so underwhelming in a sense. Well, I'm now eating my words and taking it all back because the moment I touched this microphone, I felt how nice and hefty it was. You got the beautiful aluminum body with some stainless steel accents that look gorgeous. This microphone is also smaller in person than it might appear to be in videos. It's not small by any means, but much more reasonably sized, I suppose, and I expected it to be from the start. You won't find any switches or anything like that. The only thing that you are going to find is the XLR port all the way at the bottom of this microphone. And now this is a cardioid condenser microphone, which is side addressed by the way, and you should be speaking into it from where the blue logo is, which is why you don't see it here. It has a frequency response of 40 Hz to 20,000 Hz, which is a little more narrow than what I'm used to seeing because we usually see 20 Hz to 20 kHz, but it's not that important in this case. And because it is a condenser microphone, it will require an additional 48 volts of power in order to function properly. And so far, you've been hearing what this microphone sounds like without any kind of changes to the audio itself beyond just the 48 volts boost that is required in order to make this microphone function while connected to my Yamaha MG10XU audio interface. The audio is pretty decent out of the box, but I found that by default it doesn't work that well with my voice in particular because it emphasizes the highs a little bit more just from what I'm hearing back into my headphones. But I can see this working for a lot of different people because it still sounds pretty clean in my opinion and by itself, and most people will likely be happy with this mic. I will do an EQ test in a bit, but before that, this is what my microphone sounds like when there is a super loud AC in the room, so get ready for the Blue Ember noise test. And you are definitely going to hear it pretty strongly, especially because this is a very sensitive microphone. It is a condenser mic after all, so it doesn't do too well with rejecting outside noise or anything like that, so this is pretty normal either way. And after running this over a couple of EQ tests, I finally found a sound that I was much happier with. I increased the compression by quite a bit and also lowered the highs a little, while slightly raising the mids and increasing the lows a little more than that as well. And like this, I feel like my voice sounds much better going into this microphone, and it sounds more professional or more suitable for broadcasting, I should say. I'm going to be doing the rest of this review on this setting so that you guys can hear it for a little bit longer, and which, by the way, Now's a good time to talk about the things that still bother me about this microphone. My biggest complaint about this microphone is its tolerance to plosives. This microphone is the most sensitive to plosives I have ever heard, and without a decent pop filter and a little bit of distance between the speaker, the pop filter, and the microphone itself, you will get some very aggressive plosives that can genuinely destroy your audio. It's just not very good, and I'm going to give you an example of what that sounds like. That's why I'm using a pop filter right now. So if I don't use a pop filter at all, this is what it's going to sound like, and it is not going to be a very flattering sound by any means. Peter Piper did the thing, and I don't remember the saying pa 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 at all. It's just not good. It's very aggressive. And also, because of the size of this microphone and it being side addressed, I find myself in a pretty uncomfortable position when trying to set this mic just right on my desk, because horizontally it just takes up too much space. Hell, even just vertically, it's just too tall for me, and I don't like how many adjustments I have to make to speak into it properly. I knew I'd have an issue with the size, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, at least. And lastly, this microphone is still pretty sensitive to outside noise, as I'm sure that you can hear from some audio samples in this video, like the AC test. Just as I've been speaking into this microphone, you might be able to hear some ambiental noise like my softbox or my PC fans. You might be able to hear me tap on the table by accident, my mini fridge, and things like that. However, this is going to be more so than something like the AT2020 that does handle background noise considerably better in spite of it also being a condenser microphone. I don't want to put the blame on this microphone just being a condenser mic. Some mics just do better at rejecting noise than others, and dynamics in particular, but when you're comparing apples to apples, a condenser mic to a condenser microphone within the same price range, the fact that one does a lot better with rejecting sound than the other is a little bit concerning. So yeah, I still had more issues than I typically do with other microphones, but not all of these are deal breakers, at least not most of them were. Now, the size does impede it from being used more comfortably under certain scenarios, mostly because it is side addressed, so you have to accommodate for that. Plosives here are definitely terrible, and a pop filter is certainly required. Forget a windscreen, you need a pop filter desperately with this microphone. However, I can't ignore the great build and admittedly beautiful design with really good sound coming from this microphone by default. I do like how it sounds, especially after doing some EQing, and especially since all of this is just for a $100 package. It's competing with something like the AT2020 for sure, but I like the sound on this one more than I did on the AT2020, though the AT2020 handles plosives a little bit better and background rejection as well. So in this case, I would chalk it up to the sound, and I think it just sounds really good for what it is. I can't recommend it to everyone because you need to keep your desk space and your setup into consideration to make room for this microphone, and I really mean that. It is a great microphone nonetheless. So if you got the space and don't mind using a pop filter, then this is a strong recommendation from me, and especially if you can get your hands on an EQ of sorts, then it'll definitely do you wonders. So yeah, under those circumstances, I can really recommend this microphone. And if you're interested in purchasing this microphone along with any other accessories that I may have used along the way, then I'll be making sure to leave affiliate links down to Amazon in the description. And if you're interested in watching a review of Audio-Technica AT2020, which is the microphone that I made a lot of references to in this video, there's going to be a link review to that in the description as well, in case you wanted to hear what they sounded like in comparison, like just side by side. And also do not forget that there is Luster as a great option for helping you find other types of microphones and helping you do some comparisons along the way while helping you find some sales. It is a non-intrusive browser extension that honestly I use all of the time when I'm shopping on Amazon, and I think that you should too, because it helps me a lot in deciding what products I should get, and it just helps me a lot in that purchasing journey. So links to that are going to be below as well. And don't forget that tonight I will be streaming with this microphone. If you're interested in hearing what this microphone sounds like within a live streaming scenario, like with music playing in the background or gameplay or something like that, and just seeing how it handles it, then I strongly encourage you to stop by tonight's stream. Links to my Twitch are going to be down in the description. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I do like to post some updates over there as well on future reviews and things of the like, so do make sure to stop by as well. And with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you all on the next one. Enjoy.